What is good, everyone? Welcome to the channel, and today I have a massive unboxing to go through. I did what you might call a portfolio readjustment, or basically I just took a really deep look at my sneaker collection and decided on a number of shoes that I thought, you know what, even when the pandemic is over, I really can't imagine myself wearing these. And there were some other shoes out there that I felt I wanted more, so I let several pairs of shoes go. I sold them off. I actually decided that I wasn't going to keep the Yeezy 350 Mono Clays. I also sold off my Fragment Beijing Dunks, and I am also in the process of selling the Bape Adidas Camo Superstars that I got, and I'm also selling off a 2018 pair of Gym Red or Bread mids that I just decided that I didn't really like all that much, and I'd rather get a different, more Chicago colorway in the future if possible. So getting rid of those shoes, I decided that was paving way to actually get some things that I really wanted and really plan on wearing. Except for the very first one that I'm gonna unbox, which I just got from Sneaker Dunk, not sponsoring this video at all. This particular pair I got mainly because I want to see them. They're a shoe that immediately intrigued me, and you'll see why if you know this channel at all. So let's start with this one. So I actually paid well under retail price for these. Red Nike box. I did get them in my size, 9.5. It is a collaboration, or I guess a colorway that includes Japanese ukiyo-e theme, or Japanese woodblock print theme. The famous artist Utagawa Kuniyoshi, and he did some really famous prints. The print that is part of these particular shoes you can see right here. Parts of this print are featured on the Nike Air, written on both sides. On this side of the shoe you've got the skeleton part, over on this side you have the human character, and on the insole you've got the skeleton with the Nike Air logo. These are pretty sick. Again, this major, like, chunky basketball sneaker, I don't really know if this is something I'm going to be able to rock, but I had to see them in hand. They look pretty cool. Got this sole that I'm gonna guess glows in the dark. I haven't actually checked that out if that's the case or not, but it looks like the typical glow in the dark sole, and it would make sense given this particular motif. You could see how the colors shift and change as you run the shoes through the light or change the angle from which you look at them. And that's a pretty cool effect. And there's a couple of other details, like the toe actually has this very fuzzy fur-like material that you also find back by the heel tab here as well, although it's much more prominent on the toe part. Wow, these are pretty sick. I have to say though that one thing I don't like upon immediate look at them, that is how this part of the sole that comes up onto the upper part of the shoe, it looks like Frankenstein's monster fingers to me somehow. I don't really dig that. I don't know if that's what they were going for, if that's what they were going for, like a human hand look in terms of how it's textured. The story of Kuniyoshi's woodblock print here is not like the Frankenstein story, so I don't really think that's an appropriate match if that's what Nike was trying to do. I'm not saying they are, but yeah, I'm not sure I particularly care for that. These I will sit on and think about whether I'm actually going to keep these or not. Second, we have a shoe that really received no love and no hype, but I really like them for some reason. I did already open the box, but I haven't actually looked at the shoe inside. These came out during the All-Star weekend, and again, because there's no real hype or popularity for these shoes, I got them again in my size because I will probably wear these if they look as good in hand as they do in the photos. I got them for well under retail because there's no strong resale on these particular shoes. And inside the black Nike box we have these Nike Dunk Highs in this kind of barely green and patent leather black color. I am not disappointed in these at all. I know that I think this colorway probably turned a lot of people off. They didn't really dig this kind of mint green color. Probably a lot of people would have preferred it if it was white, but for me, that's actually what attracted me to these shoes. And it actually reminds me of grasshopper. Not the insect grasshopper, but the drink grasshopper, or in some parts of the US, their drink has been turned into grasshopper pie. My mother used to make grasshopper pie when I was a kid, and this is like a creme de menthe colorway, which I think is really quite cool. And I do have a certain love for patent leather, and this shiny, very interestingly textured patent leather I think really stands out and looks pretty cool. It looks better, I think, with the mint green than it would have with white, to be perfectly honest, because I think the white would have made it more stark and like totally up in your face, so to speak, whereas it's more subtle since it's got the pairing with the color rather than straight white. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I have strange taste in sneakers, but this one was one that I really wanted to get, and I almost bought it when it first came out, which would have meant I would have spent a little bit of resale because they started out a little bit above retail price after they dropped, but since then they came down quite a bit and I paid considerably less than retail for these. Quality, there is some glue staining up here on the toe box on the left shoe. That's too bad. Not noticeable unless you're sticking your face right up against my shoes, but not planning on kicking anyone in the head anytime soon, so probably will go unnoticed for most people. But there you go, the Nike Dunk High in the barely green and black. These I think are going to stay in the collection because I plan to wear them. Moving onward, this next one actually is also a Dunk High, and when I saw these, I thought they were going to be expensive. They are a Nike SB. They came out relatively recently, and their sort of counterpart, which is the Nike Dunk High Maze, has been selling for, you know, above $200 for the most part, well above retail price. And that one is an OG colorway, so a retro of an OG colorway. So I guess that may be why those have kept the resale price, whereas these dropped considerably under retail. So again, like the Dunk High All-Stars, I paid well under retail. And inside the box we have the SB Black and Varsity Maze. It's more of a suede material, whereas the material on the, I guess, Be True to Your School original version of this is just leather. This is a very, the yellow is quite a soft suede, and the black is a little bit rougher, more like a nubuck. I think, to be perfectly honest, if I had to say my honest opinion on these, I think that the materials are a little bit subpar. That might be why these haven't received much love and why they haven't gotten any sort of resale whatsoever. Which is good for me. I wanted to have this shoe in this colorway. Again, it's because I plan to wear these. This is a shoe that I really wanted, and I like the colorway. Of course, we've just seen the Jordan 1 Pollens drop, which is again another similar colorway to this with the black and yellow color blocking. Different sort of yellow, but I have to admit I kind of like these more than the Pollens. I don't know, I feel like these are probably underrated and flew under most people's radars. These are certainly going to be on my feet. And last but not least, These are a bit of a grail for me, and they're the one pair of shoes in here that I did not get for under retail. I had to pay resale. These are actually a worn pair because frankly I can't justify buying a brand new pair. The seller alleged that they've only been worn about 7 or 8 times, so we'll see what the condition actually is once we have them in hand. If you're enjoying this video and you haven't yet hit the like button, please do so now, and subscribe to the channel if you want more sneaker content, information about sneakers in Japan, sneaker culture of Japan, and also I do Japan society life and culture videos as the other part of my channel, dropping one of those videos every single Friday. So hit the subscribe button if any of that sounds interesting to you. Without further ado, I will now open up the box. Ooh, they did a very nice job of packaging it, wrapping it up in bubble wrap of all things. So pretty nice treatment for a used pair of sneakers. Slide this out here. And now you probably already know what it is just by getting a glimpse of this white and black Sacai paper. We've got the tag that's already been separated because they're a used pair of shoes, extra pair of white laces, and inside we have none other than the Sacai Vapor Waffle in the Green Bay Packer colorway. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know why I wanted this particular colorway, and I just love this silhouette. I've wanted a pair of the Vapor Waffles. I was open to getting any single one of the colorways as they dropped in 2020. Missed on all of them, unfortunately. Sneakers app didn't give me any love whatsoever, so I had to pay resale. So let's see how the condition actually holds up. But yeah, they're not fresh, but the upper, as you would expect it should after only 7 or 8 wears, looks pretty much good to go. And the bottoms, same deal. There's no heel drag or any sort of real wearing down of the outsole. There's a little bit, yeah, you can see it's beginning to get worn. Yeah, lightly worn, a little bit expensive, but not as expensive as if I bought a brand new pair. In fact, I paid probably about $150 less than I would have if I bought a new pair. So, how do I feel about the shoes? I think I got a really good steal on them because I paid about $150 less than I would have if I paid for a brand new pair, and pretty decent shape, 8 wears on them. I think I got a pretty good deal in that regard, so I'm not unhappy with that. They look like they're in pretty good condition, and they're going to be on my own feet, so I'm going to be wearing them out even more. I have a hunch these are going to be a major part of the rotation going forward. Anyway, thank you so very, very much for watching this video. Please comment, give suggestions, like did I sell sneakers I shouldn't have sold? Did I buy sneakers that you're like, why do you even like those? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. How do you feel about what I got rid of and what I brought in? And again, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. Help my content get out to a larger YouTube audience. #BBIO. Alright, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will catch you next time.